Hi, come on in. I want to talk to you about life and the big things of life, like love, marriage, divorce, and children. And people today are going through difficult times when it comes to love and dealing with the loss of a loved one, dealing with divorces, how the system is totally unfair against guys, and how relationship with children is difficult. But I went through all this. I went through the biggest, ugliest divorce. It cost me tons of money. 3 years dealing with the legal system. But more important, what I want to talk about in this segment is about love. In dealing with someone you love so much. Divorce was her idea, not mine. I would have done anything to keep our relationship. But I was in love. In a relationship of 22 years, 16 years marriage, and 4 children. And ladies, by the way, this is not just for the guys. You might have a brother, a son, or a father going through a second divorce, or a boyfriend or a fiance. So, I thought by telling my story could help others. Because I went through a doozy of divorce. It broke me financially. I had to deal with a system that is totally unfair, but don't blame the system so much. Just like any sports, there are rules. And you gotta play by the rules. I was thinking of suicidal, killing myself, doing drugs, getting drunk every night, killing her. I had these terrible thoughts of killing those that I thought were involved, but I got through it. And this is what I want, why it's important I tell my story. And that's why I call this second chances. Because we have second chances. But it's only you, inside you, to find the strength to understand what you're dealing with. And there will be a second chance. But the first thing you have to focus on is taking care of number one. That's you. You can't help your children if you're a wreck. And you have to find ways to get through a very difficult time. I found ways, I don't even know how I did it. I had the help of my family, miles and miles away, states away, my friends, Jack Daniels, or the other ones, Jay Bean. I was at the lowest point that I didn't even care. You know, I came to realize before that I could never accept why someone would commit suicide. I mean, life is such a precious thing, and how could somebody commit suicide? Well, guess what? I understood why somebody would want to kill himself. Because you feel so helpless, and the heart hurts. It hurts to lose a love. Just like the professionals, they say, it takes, for a 10-year relationship, it takes 1 year to get by. For 20 years, 2 years. You know what? Each person has their own time schedule. But once you accept that your relationship is over, and once you realize you've done all you could, you have to move on. And always understand there are second chances. So, I went through a very difficult time. I'm on a business trip. There was stress in the relationship. Financially, we could have gotten by. No drugs, no alcohol, no adultery, anything like that. That's why my divorce was just unbelievable. I'm on a business trip. I come home. My wife's gone. My wife and 4 children are in a shelter. I call the police. And they say, well, she's in a safe place. The children's safe. You need to get a lawyer. Well, I know I need to get a lawyer. Because if I can't see my kids, and this is what the police authority is telling me, you need to get a lawyer. She's in a shelter. As an abused woman, a battered woman. And they're so secret, like I didn't even know anything about shelters. But anyway, I want to talk about to help you by telling my story in dealing with the system, because I tell you, I got a doozy of a story, man. Believe me, everybody at the time was saying, I mean, there's next door neighbor, psychiatrist, 3 lawyers, the mental institution, my employer. I mean, I went through it all. And I got through. I had my second chance. I helped myself, and I survived. Now this goes back to 1990. So I've had a good life after that. And to this day, I'm still paying the consequences from that day. As my first lawyer said to me, you know, kid, you're getting divorced. It takes 2 to marry and 1 to divorce, and she wants her divorce. I'll tell you. Then another word I learned 2 years later. Unification with your children. Because I had a 2-year separation. I was subject to monitoring visitation, and I did nothing wrong. I did nothing to break the law. It was all on her false allegations. There was no due process for me, but we'll get to that later on. But today I want to talk about, very briefly, and by the way, I'm going to make more of these, but I want to talk about losing the love. It hurts, man. Man, your heart hurts. Your head's in a trance, and you just got to find ways to get through that situation. But that love hurts. You no longer have your partner, your friend, and you feel like you're all alone. It hurts, man. I know that. And I was a mess. But I wrote a story about what happened to me. And I have a published book. It's available at all major outlets like Amazon, online, Amazon, Walmart, Barnes & Nobles, and also electronic. Check it out. It's a beautiful novel of romance that just dissolved, ended. It's about fighting the system, dealing with the system. I don't want to say the word fighting. It's more like you have to deal with the system. So anyway, this is going to be my part 1. And again, I want to emphasize what this section's about is the loss of someone you love. Man, it hurts. You have to find ways to burn that outlet. And I don't mean going drinking. I don't mean, finding other females, some whore or whatever. No. You got to do something to burn that stress off. I did it by going to a gym. I went 5 nights a week. I had a routine for 2.5 hours. I read a lot, did a lot of research, found some support groups to get me by, talked to family, and they all listened to me. I look back, boy, I was a mess, man. Can you imagine? I'm on the phone with friends of mine, and they're probably saying, and I'm telling the pain I'm going through. So I went through the pain. And you know what? I didn't get over the pain, in all honesty, until I found someone else to love. But I learned how to deal with that pain. And you have to accept it. It takes 2 to love, 2 for marriage, and 1 to divorce. Anyway, I'm going to say bye for now. So I hope you come again, and we'll talk more. Thank you.